Yarn sensation. Just click on my yarn lady or click the subscribe button. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Yarnsensation, and you know that I'm happy that you're here with me today. And what I wanted to share is a cute little doll dress that will fit your 18-inch doll, and I call it off the shoulder dress. The way that it is designed, it will not completely go up on the doll's shoulders, but you have the option to crochet more rounds to make it fit however you want it to fit. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and thank you for watching.
To get started, you want to start with your first color, and my first color will be the yellow, and you want to chain 49. Okay, so I have completed my 49 chains. So you want to start, first we will make our row 1, and then we will be working around the back side, and that will create our round 1. So to get started, you want to place 1/2 double crochet into that second chain from the hook. Once you complete that, you will place 1/2 double crochet in each chain across, and we will meet back at our last chain. Work all of my half double crochets up to the last chain, and I want to complete my 1/2 double crochet into that last chain, and I will have a total of 48 half double crochets. And also in this last chain, you want to place one more half double crochet, and at this time grab your first stitch marker, and my first stitch marker is red, and place it in that stitch marker. Now what you will be doing is working on the back side of row 1. And I will be carrying my yarn tail, so if you pull it apart, you will see your next stitch. And in that stitch, you will place 1/2 double crochet. And you want to place 1/2 double crochet across to your last stitch, and we will meet back there. I am completing my last 2 half double crochets, and once I complete that last one, I will be placing my next stitch marker 2, into that half double crochet, and we have completed round 1. Okay, very important before you move to your next step, please count your stitches. Round 1, make sure that you have 96. If not, please correct it now. It is very important for completing the dress that we are working on now. Once you have counted your stitches and you have your 96, the next step that we will do is place 1/2 double crochet in each stitch around for a total of 96 half double crochets. And if you pull it apart where you completed your last half double crochet, it may look like a stitch is there, but do not place your half double crochet here. Instead, go to this next stitch and complete your first half double crochet. Go to your next stitch, 1/2 double crochet, and yes, this will curve, so do not worry about it curving. It will all work out in the end. And you want to just go ahead and continue completing your half double crochets around, and we will meet back at stitch marker 2. Okay, I am completing my last half double crochet in stitch marker 2 stitch, and I will be moving the stitch marker to the stitch that I just completed. Okay, and I also move this stitch marker up to that stitch. Our next rows, we will start forming this into the dress. Okay, so next for round 3, you want to chain 3. Okay, once you chain 3, you will be working on the wrong side. And what you want to do is, starting with the stitch that has your stitch marker 2, you want to count over 13 stitches. So starting with the one with the stitch marker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and the 14th stitch you will be joining your chain 3 into that stitch using a half double crochet. And that will be the armhole. Next, you want to place 1 half double crochet into the next 18 stitches. Once you complete your 18 half double crochets, next you want to chain 3. You want to skip the next 13 stitches, and in this 14th stitch you will join with your half double crochet. Next, I will place my stitch marker 3 into that half double crochet, and we have completed our second armhole. Next, we will start round 4. You want to chain 1, turn your work. You will place 1 half double crochet into that first half double crochet stitch, and you want to place your stitch marker 4 into that half double crochet. Next, you will place 3 half double crochets around this chain 3. Next, you want to place 1 half double crochet in each one of your half double crochets, and you will have a total of 19. Next, you will place 3 half double crochets around your chain of 3. And you want to place 1 half double crochet into your last half double crochet. And I will place my stitch marker 5 into that half double crochet. Next, you want to chain 5. This chain 5 will allow us to close the dress together. Next, you want to join in the stitch with your stitch marker 4 with a slip stitch. After completing round 4, you want to fasten off your work. At this time, you need your second color. I will be carrying my yarn tail, so I want to join into that same stitch with my stitch marker 4. I want to chain 1, and I will be placing 1 half double crochet into that same stitch. I want to place this stitch marker into that half double crochet. Next, you will place 1 half double crochet in each stitch around, and we will meet back. And we will meet back at stitch marker 5 right before our chain 5. Okay, I am at my stitch marker number 5. Place that half double crochet in that same stitch, and I will move it up into this stitch that I just completed. At my chain 5, I will place a total of 5 half double crochets around that chain 5. Next, I will join into my stitch with my stitch marker 4, and I just want to complete a slip stitch. For round 6, you want to chain 1, place 1 single crochet into that same stitch. You want to place your stitch marker into the stitch that you just completed. You want to place 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and we will meet back at this stitch marker 4. Once you reach stitch marker 5, you can remove it and continue on around to stitch marker 4. Once you get to stitch marker 4, you want to slip stitch into that stitch, fasten off your work. For round 7, you will need your first color, and you want to join into the stitch with your stitch marker. You want to chain 1, place 1 single crochet into that same stitch with your stitch marker, and I will be carrying that yarn tail. Place your stitch marker into the single crochet that you just completed. Place 1 single crochet into the next stitch, 2 single crochets into the next stitch, 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and 2 single crochets into the next stitch. And you want to repeat around, completing 1 single crochet in the next stitch and 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Go ahead and complete your 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 2 single crochet in the next, and repeat those steps around, and we will meet back at our last stitch. I am completing my last 2 stitches, so 1 single crochet and then my 2 in the last stitch. You want to join into the stitch with your stitch marker. Join with a slip stitch. You will chain 2, and in that same stitch you want to place a double crochet. And I'm placing my stitch marker into that double crochet. You will skip the next 2 stitches, place a single crochet into the next stitch, skip the next 2 stitches, place 5 double crochets into the next stitch, you want to skip the next 2 stitches, place a single crochet into the next, skip the next 2 stitches, place 5 double crochets into the next. And as you're completing your 5 double crochets, make sure that you have 5 because it will throw your stitch count off as you work this pattern. So what you will be doing to complete this round, you will be skipping the next 2 stitches, placing a single crochet in the next, skip the next 2, and complete those 5 double crochets, and that will be the pattern for this row. So let's go ahead and complete the pattern around, and we will meet back at our last stitch on this side. I am am at the last 3 stitches, so I want to skip 1, 2, and complete those last 5 double crochets. What I'm going to do now is stop just for a moment to count to see how many of the 5 double crochets that I have, or shell stitches. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 shell stitches at the end of round 8. So next you want to join with a slip stitch into stitch marker 4 stitch. Okay, so next for round 9 you will chain 1. You will place 1 single crochet into that same stitch, and at this row it may get a little tricky, but let's move this stitch marker up to our single crochet that we just completed. So what we want to do, because we do not have our 2 stitches to skip, it's just the way I work the pattern out, I do apologize. So what we have next is a single crochet. So we want to complete those 5 double crochets into this single crochet. So right into this stitch will be our single crochet. So let's complete those 5 double crochets, and this will put us back on track. And before I move on, let me just make sure that I have those 5 double crochets. So next you want to skip the next 2 stitches and complete the single crochet in the next. Skip those next 2 stitches, complete those 5 double crochets into that single crochet. Skip the next 2, single crochet into the next. And you just want to repeat around, skipping 2 stitches, 5 double crochets. In the next stitch, that will be your single crochet. Skip the next 2, single crochet, repeat around, and we will meet back at our stitch marker. Okay, so I am back around, and I want to skip these last 2 stitches, and right in here I want to complete those 5 double crochets. And before we move on, let's count our shells. We should have 9. 9. And we want to slip stitch into the stitch with our stitch marker. For round 10, you want to chain 1, place 1 single crochet into that same stitch, move this stitch marker to that stitch. You will skip the next 1, 2 stitches, place a single crochet in the next, skip the next 1, 2, place your 5 double crochets into the next stitch. That will be your single crochet. And you just want to repeat your pattern, skip the next 2 stitches, single crochet in the next, skip the next 2 stitches, 5 double crochet in the next, repeat your pattern around, and we will meet back at our stitch marker. So I am back around. I have my last 1, 2 stitch, and to complete round 10 you want to complete 5 double crochets into the stitch with your stitch marker. And before moving on, you can count around to make sure that you have your 9 shell. Okay, so now that we are on track to complete our dress. Round 11, we will work it together, and what we want to do is just leave this stitch marker here. You do not need to move it, and if you want to, you can move it up every stitch, but I just choose to leave it there and use it as my marker to keep up with the amount of rows that I want to complete. So let's do round 11. So for round 11, you want to skip 1, 2, 3 stitches and place a single crochet into that next stitch. And you want to skip 1, 2 and place your 5 double crochets into that next stitch, your single crochet. Go ahead and complete that. Skip the next 1, 2, single crochet into the next, and you just want to complete around the pattern. So skip the next 2, your 5 double crochets in the next stitch, your single crochet, and we will meet back at our stitch marker. Okay, so I have completed round 11, and what I did was count back around, and I have the 9 shell stitches. And also, once I complete that single crochet, I will be in line of this stitch marker, and you basically can view it for how many rows that you have. And then also another tip would be, once you get back around for each row, you can place a stitch marker if you want, and that will just help you keep up with your row count. So what I have, and I will list it, I have crocheted the mini length, and that's more like your mini skirt for a mini dress. And then I also have a knee length. This will come down to the doll's knee. And we have the maxi length, and that's not completely to the floor. It's probably right around the ankle. And you can try it on to see how many rows you want to complete for your doll. So I did do the 3. So for this one, I apologize. I did crochet the mini length, and I've done the maxi length. So for this dress, I plan to do it for the knee length. And what you want to do from row 11, you will crochet round 12. And then next you will do round 13 to 15, and that will be for your mini. And then for the knee, you want to continue to row 17. And like I said, try it on your doll to see if that length is good for you. And then for the maxi length, round 18 through 23 will give you that long length. And then the last row, what you want to do is single crochet around. So from this point, what we will be doing is continuing the pattern, skipping 2 stitches, single crochet in the next, skip 2, 5 double crochet around, and you just want to continue out until you have that number of row. And you can also use the measurements to measure how far you want to go out. Once you reach a certain measurement, then you know that's where you want to stop crocheting. And I also have pictures of that I can show you. So what we will do now is start round 12, and I will be continuing to round 17, and we will meet back. So just go ahead and repeat the pattern for how many rows you like, and we will meet back, and I will show you how I did the single crochet rounds, and then we will complete the top of the dress. Okay, so I completed my 17 row, and I did use stitch markers just to help me keep count of each row that I was doing. So my last row, because I'm stopping at 17, so if you decided to stop at 15, the next row that I'm doing would be your last row of single crochets. And if you decide to continue and stop at row 23 or go further, your last row will be single crochets. So what I'm going to do is single crochet around, just placing 1 single crochet in each stitch until I get back to this last stitch marker. So just in the next stitch, just place that single crochet, next stitch, single crochet, and just continue single crocheting around, and we will meet back at the stitch marker. Okay, I'm back at the stitch marker, so I just want to complete a single crochet in that stitch with my stitch marker. I will remove it, slip stitch in the next stitch, and fasten off my work. And I want to remove all of these stitch markers, including our stitch marker 4.
Use your yarn needle to weave in your yarn tail.
Okay, so our final step is to complete the top, and what this will do is bring the shoulder up on the arms. I will be crocheting 3 rounds to complete my shoulder, but once you try it on the doll, if you want it more on the shoulder, you can continue to crochet however amount of rounds that you like, but I will only be completing 3 rounds for my doll. So what you want to do is, with your first color, right here where your stitch marker 2, you will join your yarn. You want to place 1 single crochet into that same stitch. You want to place your stitch marker into the stitch that you just completed. Next, you will complete 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And I am carrying my yarn tail. So next, you want to complete a single crochet decrease, 1 single crochet in the next stitch. You want to repeat that 4 times. So single crochet decrease, and then your single crochet, and go ahead and repeat. Once you have completed repeating, next you want to complete a single crochet decrease. You want to place 1 single crochet in the next 16 stitches. Next, you want to complete a single crochet decrease, 1 single crochet in the next stitch. You want to repeat that 4 times. Next, you want to complete a single crochet decrease. You want to place 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. You can remove this stitch marker 1, and complete that last single crochet. You can remove this stitch marker 3. Next, you will place 1 single crochet into the next stitch. One single crochet next stitch. You will be placing your next single crochets in between these stitches. Next stitch. completing my last single crochet. So you would have a total of 8 single crochets. Next, you want to complete 1 single crochet into the stitch with your stitch marker. Move that stitch marker to that single crochet, and that will start row 2. And that will start row 2. So next you want to place 1 single crochet in each stitch around. Back to your stitch marker, we will meet there. I'm going to complete 1 single crochet into that stitch, move my stitch marker to that stitch, and I'm going to complete 1 more round of single crochets. I will fasten off my work, and my dress will be complete. And I hope everyone enjoyed making this crochet doll dress that I call off the shoulder dress. And I will have the pattern available. If you prefer having a written pattern, you can download it on Etsy. And thank everyone for watching my video. And remember, once you try it on at this step, if you want, you can just crochet more single rounds until it reaches the desired coverage that you prefer to have. So I'm just going to finish up this round, and I will show you my doll. I will place it on my American doll as well as my Springfield collection doll, so you can see how it fits on both of